We sit down with junior South African powerlifter Nicole Hasell, who is currently studying to be a vet. We discuss what it's like to try and balance her love for powerlifting and competing and her studies. She's currently preparing for World Junior Championships, and we talk about what powerlifting means to her, how she came to the sport, why she's so passionate about powerlifting for ladies, and what strength means to her. Welcome to Coffee and Conversations with Champions.
Yes.
Excellent. Hey?
Yeah.
Nervous?
A bit, yeah.
Okay. I mean, you've been watching the other two do their chats.
Yes, but they had mental preparation. I just came
No,
to gym
I walked
today.
in and said, hey, you're on the podcast. You're
Yeah.
in the gym. So I said that to you because you are prepping for Worlds.
Yes, for Junior Worlds now.
And how does it feel?
It's a bit nerve-wracking. I don't feel as prepared as I was last year.
Okay.
Lots going on in life, but we're getting there. Ready, getting ready slowly.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 22 years old. I am a vet student, 4th year now, at Oooooooss. And I've been doing this for 3 years now, I think, around powerlifting.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Cool. How did you find powerlifting? How did you come to the sport?
So I was training with a few bodybuilders. Enjoyed strength
It can only be Hank
sports.
sneezing over there. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, so I did a bit of bodybuilding training. I didn't compete though. I literally was just doing the training to keep up strength and just keep in shape. And then a friend of mine started doing powerlifting, and he offered. I realized that I enjoyed like the weightlifting side of stuff, and so he said he'd coach me, and he got me into it. So it was a lot of fun, yeah. And then I got hooked as soon
Awesome.
as that, yeah.
Okay, cool. And the competing side, what has that meant to you? What does it give you?
So it's been an incredible experience. I've been a competitive athlete pretty much my whole life. So when I used to do gymnastics, so when I got out of that scene, I was kind of looking for something to fill that gap, because it obviously becomes such a big part of your life. And then I had a few years where I didn't have anything to fill that gap. And then as soon as I started powerlifting and started competing in powerlifting, I found that. And it got me back into a competitive scene and realized that I really enjoy competing. So it's been an amazing experience, and the people in the sports are so down to earth, and it's a very different experience from gymnastics, I find it. Both individual sports, but both very different sports. So it's been great competing. Yeah.
What's special for you about the training community and the competing community? Maybe we can chat about those.
So the training community, I love it. I love being here at Bullies. I feel like it's a very big family here.
You've got a visitor coming. Your
Yeah,
kitty.
she will find her way here. But yeah, when I train here, it's more like a family, and there's no bad blood between anyone. There's no one going, oh, that person can lift more than me, and I'm upset about it. It's everyone's here, and you come in, you can lift what you lift. If you lift the bar, no one cares, as long as you do it with proper technique, and everyone's supporting each other, and everyone's pushing you to do better for yourself, and you push yourself to get weights that you never thought you could. And that's such a special thing for me, is that everyone's supporting each other and everyone has each other's backs. There's no one going behind your back going, oh my gosh, this person can lift more than me. So I feel like I found that a lot with this sport. It's more supportive and everyone has your back in the sport.
The only time people go behind your back is to back spot.
Exactly.
Or to pass you the
Exactly, which is nice. And it's the same in competitions. Obviously, everyone has their different competition modes. Compete with a few people who are very straight in their competitions, but then there are amazing people out of the competition. And everyone has a different mode. But especially with the Bullies team, we're all just having fun. We all chat, we all laugh, we're all listening to music and just having fun at our competitions, which is amazing. Jumping on the chain
Hello.
now.
Aw, that was very impressive.
Yeah.
Hey, she's so good.
I don't know,
Hello.
she's all of a sudden
Give-
come back
move-
here
move-
now.
Move the camera
Sorry.
hello. Or
Yeah.
what's your cat's name?
It's Isabella. Yeah.
She's very cute. You want to tell us a bit about her? Or?
I can,
Yeah.
yeah. So I work at a vet clinic in Pretoria. She's going to jump on the table.
Is she coming for my cake?
Yeah, but she might knock everything over.
Okay.
Let me put it on the floor, Shane.
I'm going to have a piece of cake quickly while you... Yeah.
No. So I work at a clinic in Menlyn. I'm a receptionist, and it's obviously to get a bit more experience in the field. And a guy brought her in as a stray little kitten. She had fallen out of a roof, and she didn't have eyes. So we're not exactly sure if she wasn't born without them or what happened. And I don't know, I saw her and I was like, I'll take her. And yeah, so she stays with me. And yeah, she's amazing. Honestly, she does so well, and it's incredible to see how well she copes without eyes. And then we obviously...
You just got up on the chair and was prepping for the table.
Exactly. Huh? And like we did surgery on her. We removed the remnants of both eyes because they were causing big infections. So she was in a lot of pain. But she's doing really well now. She's in no pain.
How old is she?
She's about 6 months now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So still a baby.
Yeah, still young.
Very cool.
Yes.
So if we go back to speaking about sort of the community and what it means to you and the vibe, let's chat about a little bit more about Bullies. What does that mean to you, part of this team? It's a big team.
Yes, it is.
And,
yeah, it's a very big team, but it's an incredible team as well. I mean, as I said before, when you come here, everyone's got your back and everyone's supporting you. And if you have a bad day, everyone's there, and it's like it's okay to have a bad day because everyone has it. And you just feel that support at this gym all the time. As I said, it's like a family. It's not just like a whole bunch of people coming into a gym and training. Like I unfortunately can't get here all the time because I don't stay in the area. But when I come here on weekends, it's like I was never gone. So yeah, and.
But I mean that's quite an impressive thing. I mean, you study in Pretoria.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You live in Johannesburg. Or,
I live in Pretoria during the week. My parents live in Johannesburg. Yeah.
Okay. So, but it's a big commute.
Yes, it is. It is.
So, why do that commute? The reason I'm asking this is obviously going to what powerlifting means to you.
Yes.
So, that's a lot of driving. You're studying. You're working. You know, a great reason for an excuse.
Yes. So powerlifting for me it's definitely a way I get away from stress. A lot in the vet degree, a lot of people go to partying for stress release and whatever. Obviously with training, I don't do that. I don't really drink or anything. So this is my like stress release. And staying in residence, it gets very crowded and very like close-knit, if that makes sense. So it's nice to come here and you just get away from it all. And coming to Bullies, it helps me do better in my lifting, because I mean, as much as you can go train at a commercial gym and stuff, there's nothing like training on the actual equipment with calibrated plates. It's very different training in a commercial gym. Yes, it can be done. Yes, it has to be done. Yeah. But it's nice to come through here once or twice a week if I can, and at least just get that experience with proper technique and form corrections with my coach as well, because I send him videos we do so he can see my form and correct my form during the week, but it's nothing like having it corrected in person. It does help with your training a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also like you're able to just, reinforce that connection.
Exactly.
Which is what you fall back on at comp.
Yes.
It's that autopilot, and you know what the coach is thinking, coach knows what you're thinking. And,
yes, exactly, and it's something you definitely need.
So tell us a little bit about your lifting, your competitive career. How's that been going?
So I'm unlike the other two. I've only been doing it for 2 years now, so it's my second year competing. But last year I started, obviously junior. I just did junior last year. I did juniors and opens this year. So last year I came second at Gauteng's and essays, and then did my first world champs last year, junior world champs, and in the 57 kg weight class. And then this year also I did junior and opens this year, and I won the junior class at Gauteng's and essays, and then the open class I placed fourth. So yeah, that's been my competitive career so far in powerlifting. But yeah.
Are you pursuing you're pursuing the open?
Yes.
So
I would like to.
Now,
I would like to get to the open title. That is my goal. International goals, especially in my weight class, it's very competitive. So yes, I have them, but
You're fighting the French.
yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of them. So it would be nice to feature in a way internationally, but my goals are mainly at the moment local, especially because my whole focus can't be on powerlifting with studies and everything. So at the moment, my main goals is like SA records and trying to get that open title if I can.
That's
Yeah.
epic.
Sorry, she's
Hello.
back on the table
No.
now.
Let me close my box of cake.
I'm just scared she knocks stuff over.
If she knocks stuff over, we can pick it up.
Sorry.
Hey? No, man, don't stress. Hello, girl. And let me move my serviettes over here. And then
Sorry.
the rest is yours if you want. Oh, hang on.
Bella, come. Let me
Oh, shame, man. Oh, yo. Aw. She's like, I just got up here, Mom.
stay.
So I think it's such a valid point that you made about lifting locally. Because I think sometimes people focus so much on the international.
Exactly.
You know, there's no substitute for time on the platform if you want to
Yeah.
get good at being on the platform.
Exactly.
So it's great to hear you say that you're passionate about the local comps as well, and about Gauteng and about SA. So
Yes.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people look at it and then they go, I can't feature internationally, so what's the point?
yeah,
And for me, it's like, okay, yes, we may struggle internationally to feature, but just getting the experience, even if you just go overseas and compete, that experience is important. Because as you said, like, there's no substitute for being on the platform. You can train in the gym as much as you want, but it's a completely different environment.
completely.
So you need to get used to that pressure and being able to cope with that stress on the platform. And I mean, that's in every sport. You need to, as much as you can train in your gym or court or wherever, you need to get that experience on a competitive field.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why. So let's take that point. So why should people? What is that? A protein shake?
Yes.
Why should people? You need to hold it up and get sponsorship. It'll be like go over it. Like, oh, look at that! What is that?
It's a grenade.
Oh, a grenade. Okay, right. And what flavor is it? So, for you, why should people start this sport?
I feel like the sport's so important for mental and physical strength, your physical health, even if your goal's not to. I know girls go, I don't want to get bulky, so I don't want to lift heavy weights, but I feel like that's such a stigma. Your physical health
It's
and
also
your
not
physical.
true.
Yeah, it's not
Because
true.
how many guys do you know have been lifting for 3
Exactly.
years and haven't gotten?
But even
guys
I
haven't
feel
gotten
that
bulky
way.
yet.
I feel that way. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've been trying so hard and it doesn't happen. So I don't know why people. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I think it's just very important for anyone, for physical health and for mental health. Even it helps me a lot with mental health. It's such a good sport for that, and it helps you commit to something. And there's no rush that you feel like getting a weight that you've been pushing for so long. And it's such an amazing feeling. And it's not all about my physique and how I look and everything. I mean, yes, okay, that plays a role in the bodybuilding community and stuff, but that's not what we're here for. Obviously, we have weight classes and stuff, and you have to stay within that weight class. But no one really cares what you look like. You could look like a skinny person and be extremely strong. I mean, I know a lot of people that don't look like they lift weights, and they're really strong.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. It's not about your physique. It's not about what you look like. It's your strength and that health and keeping yourself healthy. And yeah, I feel like that's very important.
It's quality of life.
Exactly.
For you, if you were going to speak to fellow students, time pressure, you're working, you're studying,
Yeah.
you're trying to get prac, you're trying to get. I mean, we're very grateful that you're able to take the time and
Of
sit
course,
down with
yeah.
us. Because you're like, okay, I got my laptop, I'll get some
Yeah,
studying.
yeah.
Why should students consider this sport?
I think it's a very good stress outlet. I mean, yes, it does take time, but that's more on the competitive side of things. Like a session like I did today, it wasn't too long, and it's definitely doable with your studies. And in my opinion, everyone goes, I always get approached like, how do you do both? How do you study for veterinary and train? And I'm like, okay, yes, I study and then I train like maybe 3 hours a day or 2.5 hours a day. But when you guys are out from 8 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night till 4 in the morning, and then down half the day the next day.
3 days.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you students for half
whatever.
the day.
Well, we don't have time to
Yeah.
be down for like 3
Yeah.
days, but it's however long it happens. I mean, you're taking a lot more time out, and I feel like this is so much healthier. It's a much healthier form of stress relief, and it just gets you away from your books. And when you're under the bar, you can just focus on that and that feeling, and working on your physical health as well, because students, especially vet students, tend to neglect that. A lot of the time we're studying, and we're studying for hours, and we don't sleep enough, we don't eat enough. You forget to eat completely. When you're doing lifting, you work out your meals, and you're okay, I have to eat now, I have to eat at lunch, and I have to get my meals in, or just to get the energy, which also helps with studies, because then you have the energy to study.
Lifting is making you optimal for studying.
Exactly. And I've always been a person, because I used to train 5 hours a day for gymnastics. I've always been a person that when I have less time on my hands, I focus and I work harder. When I have the whole day to myself, I don't get much done because I procrastinate. Exactly. So the lifting helps because it takes that time out of the day. But then when you get back, you're optimal and you study harder and more goes in. Because now you've had your exercise, you've got a bit of energy, you're feeling good, and now you can study.
And you've been using a different part of your brain.
Exactly.
You know, and coaching is great, because it's being coached is great, rather, because you don't have to think.
Exactly.
You just switch off and go do,
and you do the program.
Do what you're told.
Exactly.
So I was one of the lifters said to me, great for stress relief, because the second you put 200 kilos on the bar and you get under it to squat, you're not thinking about anything else.
That's true.
You know,
it is true.
You can't be going, oh man, I needed to submit that. You know,
exactly. You have to focus on that.
You've got to focus. And that momentary break.
Exactly. It definitely helps you switch off. Because, other things you can use to switch off, but it's still running in the back of your mind. But when you're going, okay, I'm prepping for a competition, it's a different area of my life now, I need to focus on this.
Yeah.
So you put the studies aside. And yes, okay, I have sessions like 1 or 2 days where I'll go, okay, no, I need to be studying, but I'm here. But it's part of the degree. It is a part of it. But then as soon as you get under the bar, it goes away.
Yeah.
Which is so nice, because you get that momentary time, because even when you're sleeping, it's still running through your head, like I should be studying, I should be doing this. So you get that momentary time when you're under the bar that you can just forget, like this is what I'm doing.
Yeah. 100%. It's for me, and that's why I'm so passionate about this, trying to get as many people into the sport as possible, because I don't see, there are no downsides, there's only benefits. If you talk about going out as a student and jawling, and you're not better off than you were the day before when you wake up in the morning with a hangover. But when you have a lifting session, you're better off than you were yesterday. You're a little bit mentally tougher, physically tougher, more committed. And this is a commitment to self, and it doesn't detract. Your quality of life is not less than if you were going out and drinking.
No, I agree.
It's much more.
Exactly.
In essence, and we become who we hang around. So you hang around champions. You become a champion.
Exactly. A lot of people say I isolate myself at campus, because obviously we don't have a lot of people in competitive sports on our campus. A lot of people say it's because of time and stuff, which is true. It does take all of your time. They don't think we have lives outside the degree, but it is what it is. And yeah, I agree, like you're better off from the training than you would be if you're going out. And yeah, drinking, I do isolate myself by not drinking. I do agree with that, but it's just not something I enjoy. And I'm quite introverted as well, so I struggle to be out and sober, if that makes sense. I'm very introverted, and I'm not a person who will go out and just have complete fun if I'm not on. You
struggle to go out and be sober around drunk people.
Exactly, because you're logical and they're not.
No, that's listen. I've been sober for 16 years.
Oh, that's amazing.
So and I know exactly what you're talking about.
Sorry.
Just after the coffee. Yeah, that's cool. This is the boss here. It's fine. And the thing is, you talk about you isolate yourself because you don't drink. No, those who drink isolate themselves from those who don't drink. Yeah. You can switch that around quite well.
Actually,
and, the drinking, I ran a program for a year at Wits through their CCDU unit, and it causes major problems.
Yeah.
Because, if you're drinking to relax, drinking's depriving you of being able to relax without it.
Exactly. You become independent.
Yeah, if you're drinking to be sociable, it deprives you of developing the skills to be sociable in an uncomfortable environment. I don't think there can be anything more uncomfortable than having to step out onto a platform with all of those lights in a singlet, squished up in a belt, and stuff, and then having to get under a bar and making all of these faces. It's not fun.
Yeah,
well, it is.
It looks awkward. It does.
Yeah.
And I think that first squat, you're always like, okay.
Yeah.
But then as soon as your first squat's over, you're like, okay, I do this all the time. I can do it.
Same ball, same
exactly,
weight, felt
exactly.
the same. Let's go.
So for me, usually after the first squat, I calm down.
Yeah.
Before the first squat, I'm a nervous wreck. But afterwards, I tend to calm down. I mean, last year having it, Essays is also streamed, obviously not on as big of a platform as Worlds. So last year it was different. You definitely have all these cameras and all these people talking, and you see these people that you've been watching on TV, and they're competing with you on the same platform, and it's a completely different experience. But it's still, everyone's still so supportive, and everyone keeps to themselves, and no one's you don't feel uncomfortable there, which is so nice, I think. Yeah.
And you're developing skills that'll help you in the real world.
Exactly.
Learning to drink more shots are not skills to help you in the real world.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, students, that I'm talking like this, but I've been there, I know.
Yeah.
Got to do like the grandpa face. Really, you guys?
Yeah, and then people are like, oh, but you drink a lot of caffeine. I'm like, but every student drinks a lot of caffeine. I don't think I drink any more than the normal student.
No, what's a lot of caffeine?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
I thought, isn't that a place in Thailand?
Exactly.
A lot of caffeine on. Yes, there we are.
Yeah.
Yep.
But and then obviously there's stigmas that come with the sport, but you just ignore them. You put them aside.
The only stigmas that come with the sport are from people who do not understand the sport.
Exactly, 100%.
Or people who do not like who they are.
I completely agree. If you don't know the sport, and you see it in every sport. You see it in gymnastics, you see it in bodybuilding, you see it in... If they don't do the sport themselves, and if they don't know the sport themselves, they make things up about it.
And that's why we're doing this
Exactly.
So
So people need to get what they're going into.
100%. So from your side, anything you would like to sort of finish off on? Plans for the future with the lifting?
So I'm hopefully going to be starting my clinicals next year. So lifting might have to take a step back. But I'm definitely aiming for Commonwealth next year. It's my last year in juniors. I don't think I'll be going to Worlds.
Okay.
And then maybe in the future, hopefully in the future, I'll definitely try shoot for Open Worlds maybe in my final year of vet school.
Sure.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens obviously with clinics. And then we'll have to take a year off for community service, but afterwards I definitely want to compete, and hopefully compete internationally as an open lifter as well. So it's definitely a goal.
That's the plan. I can see you being sent to do sort of your prac out in the veld somewhere in the rural areas and building a gym.
Yeah, that's the end goal. Is definitely I want to end up in the bush somewhere working with wildlife. So I think that's probably going to end up how it's going to end up anyway. Exactly.
Cool. That's
probably, hopefully one day. But we'll 100%. See what happens.
I get the sense you're going to make it happen.
Yeah, we'll see. Cool. So and then just to girls that think they can't do a lifting sport or a strength sport, that's such a big stigma, and it's something that needs to disappear. Girls can look strong. Girls can look strong. It doesn't make you masculine. It doesn't make you look manly or bulky or whatever. All these things that you hear on social media and everything that comes up where it goes, you don't want to look bulky, train like this. It doesn't happen. It really, some of us wish it happens, but it doesn't happen.
100%.
Yes. So
you got to eat so much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's so good for you, and to be in the gym and just change that stigma that girls can't be in the gym and lift heavy weights, change it and enjoy it, because it's so much fun and it's just the best way to spend your time, I think, completely.
I think maybe that stigma exists because lifting weights And powerlifting is a wonderful way to develop self-belief.
Exactly.
And when people believe in themselves, they stand up for themselves.
Yeah, and they're intimidating.
Yeah.
Yes, and lots of people find it intimidating, which is good though. It's a good
that-
thing.
Yeah, no, you must be intimidated.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Exactly. So why can't you be like that?
Yeah.
I think.
Girls deserve to understand what it feels like to be strong.
Exactly. I mean, you sit in class and everyone's like, okay, I need a strong man to do this. Or they tell you, for example, with vet science, a lot of the production industry is man-dominated because it takes a lot of strength. So I believe that girls, even in vet science, need to, pursue a strength sport. Yeah, like just do gym as a part of vet science. Exactly.
Part of your,
exactly. I mean, just to change the stigma that you need a man there to help you.
No. No, you say to the guys, if you can't lift this, I'm happy to help you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, no.
Awesome. Beautiful message to finish on this. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem. Thank you for
awesome.
having me.
No, my pleasure. Thank you.